husband and wife team Ed and Nadia are making their preparations for another busy day at the stables. The unique location is both a strength and a weakness. It's close to London, but in an area rich in competition with their yard.
This area, actually, believe it or not, is one of the highest density of horses in England. I know it sounds strange, but per acre, or per mile, as it were, there'd be more horses around here than anywhere else. There is obviously a stable in Hyde Park and places like that, and I think there's a couple in Richmond Park around there, but apart from that, this is the first bit of green as you drive out of London, is this area here.
Ed's father was a doctor of engineering, but it was his mother who introduced him to horses and proved the most influential on his future career.
I think I first had riding lessons at the riding school when I was 6, and I just developed from there, and used to work with the ponies all the weekends, and used to get a free lesson for it. Funny enough, one of my first part-time jobs, my first full-time work experience was here, Caldercock Farm.
Ed has owned the farm with Nadia for 6 years, and although he loves working with horses, the payoff for a vocational career is a big one.
It's a good life, but it's a hard life in the sense it is a lot of work, there's a lot of commitment. Obviously our house is in the middle of the yard, so everything, you're surrounded by it 24/7 all of the time. But then you think, what else can I do? There's not a lot, so you carry on plodding along with it all.
The stable is a man down this morning because one of the grooms couldn't handle the workload and has run away during the night.
We're a little short-staffed because we had a little naughty boy do a moonlight flip, sneak out in the middle of the night with his bags packed, telling us he was going to laundry. But we checked his room and there was nothing left, even his riding hat. He'd been with us for 10 days and we have had feedback now that we put him under pressure and he couldn't cope, which is fine, it is a job for passion. You don't get paid an awful lot and it's damn hard work. However, one usually says, I don't like the job and I don't like you and I want to leave, and they give you a week's notice. But you get some that decide it's the better option to sneak out in the middle of the night, which really miffs me because no one's prepared for the next morning.
Young lad, didn't work out. No matter.
The stable's business includes liveries, which means they rent out stables and provide varying degrees of welfare for the horses depending on the amount spent. Ed and Nadia are hands-on with all aspects of the farm. In the last few years, they've decided to take a gamble on the buying, training and selling of stallions, which could take their business from subsistence level to one of big profit. It's a huge risk, as the horses are unproven, but they think they may have come across 2 special ones in Doc and Uptown Boy.
This is Boy, Uptown Boy, who's our future superstar, hopefully. And that is Doc, who's taking his time. He's a real diva, actually. He's a naughty diva. But next year, he says, is his year. What? He doesn't like me talking to him. He only talks to me because I've always got something in my hands. Men, what are you like?
Every Wednesday, Bob the farrier is booked to treat a selection of the yard's horses. The farrier's job is to look after the horses' hoofs and make sure they're kept in good condition. The sequence in which the horses will be treated is agreed with Harry before he starts work.
Okay, so you're going to get them round first, yeah?
Yeah.
Good girl. All right, lovely. So.
They're not the only shoes Bob has to worry about today.
You're going jogging today?
Tell you what, you wish you owned a pair of these, son. Eh?
The yard is getting a new delivery this morning.
The solarium's just arrived, so they're just going to stick it in the stable. John's just brought it down, so hopefully it'll be set up nice and be working by the end of the day.
The solarium may look like a sunbed, but its purpose is in generating heat rather than sun rays. The stable hopes that it will benefit the horses both physically and psychologically.
It helps the blood flow in the horse. It's good for the muscles. It's all, part of keeping the horses at optimum fitness and level for competition, really.
The farrier's in at the deep end with the lively Doc, his first patient for re-shoeing. Bob first removes the old shoe with his clenches. Then he cleans out the foot of excess skin before clipping the toenails and making the surface as flat as possible for the new shoe.
Your fingernail.
Bob is shoeing Doc cold, as some horses from the continent are still traumatised after being branded with a hot iron when they were very young. Although Doc hasn't been branded, Bob has a policy of shoeing all foreign stallions cold.
These stallions that come in from abroad, a lot of them are marked, branded, and they tend to get the ump when you put the hot shoe on them. So the safest way of doing things is to shoe them cold. But yeah, you can get a better fit when they're hot, but these it's safe to do them like this. That's a lovely fit, that, look at that. Beautiful.
Paul is one of the grooms and has been at the yard for nearly a year. He has come to England from the Czech Republic because the wages are better and he's trying to finance his son through college.
To já právě ještě nevím, pokud bych si našel lepší práci nebo bych dostal nabídku v České republice, tak bych se vrátil. Ale dokud ne, tak budu pracovat tady, protože můj syn studuje a to stojí dost velké peníze a proto jsem tady, no, prostě v Anglii, aby on mohl dostudovat v klidu.
Back at the solarium stable, Ed's got a surprise for John with an unexpected addition to his workload. Ed has asked John to fit all the electrics as well as the frame.
I didn't realise we was doing so much involvement in fitting it, but we're part and parcel of it. We'll take care of that. So maybe 2.5 hours, not 2 hours now.
The framework doesn't quite fit, so John has to use the grinder to shorten all the metalwork. Once the framework is in place, the lights have to be fitted exactly in the centre of the stable, so the horse's back is covered by the lamps.
TT40 dispatch. I can't believe someone would tie him out there like that.
He's in really bad shape.
Animal Planet.
Bob's under a tight deadline as well. Horses, and especially Doc, are not that patient.
You're limited with time really with him. You've got to get these done as soon as possible. There's so much going on, so many distractions. You tend to get the ump and you won't get anywhere. I was never good as a rider. We only did riding as fun. We never took it up as competitions or nothing like that. And yeah, I wanted down the shoeing side of things. I watched the farrier shoe our ponies many years ago and thought that's for me. 20 years, 25 years down the line, I'm still at it.
Bob works at several yards and enjoys his independence, but has a warning for those who think it's an easy livelihood.
If anybody wants to go into this sort of job, any sort of youngsters, they've got to expect to be working hard. It's not a sort of job where you can go out in the morning, earn a good living and not break out in the sweat. How's that?
It's tea time on the yard and everyone's congratulating themselves for jobs well done. While the solarium is an investment in the future welfare of the yard's show jumping horses, some money will be recouped by renting it out. As long as Boy likes it, of course.
How does that feel, mate?
Would you like a margarita? Let's go with the sunbathing. Back you go. Back.
Nice, it's relaxed.
Don't think that's too hot.
No.
You're too
Imagine
hot.
how hot your skin is when you're sunbathed.
Yeah, but I can sit out in 120 degree heat, honey.